The stars were quiet. No ships, no sound, only darkness and cold space. Captain Reyna sat in her ship, the Ember Blade, staring at the screen. For hours, nothing had changed. But then, something blinked. A red dot. A signal. It was weak, almost. Broken. But it was there. Reyna leaned closer. "Where are you coming from?" she whispered. Her crew looked confused. The signal was old. The system didn't recognize the code. It wasn't from the Empire. It wasn't from any known planet or station. Reyna's tech officer, Jace, looked worried. "Captain, this isn't possible," he said. "This signal is human. Old Earth human." The room went silent. Earth had been lost for 200 years. After the last war, the Empire destroyed all Earth colonies. The few humans left were scattered and hiding. The old Earth ships were believed to be gone, dead, silent, dust in space. Reyna's hands shook slightly as she opened the signal. It was short, repeating every minute. "We survived. We return." Only those 4 words. Over and over. Jace spoke again, softer this time. "The encryption. It's Earth military code. Pre-Empire. No one uses it anymore." Reyna stood up. "Trace it." They tracked the signal to a dark region of space called Sector 19, a place the Empire marked as forbidden. No one traveled there, no one came back from there. "Could be a trap," said Kira, the weapons officer. Reyna shook her head. "Or it could be the truth. If this ship is real, if it's from Earth, then we can't ignore it." She sent a secret message to the Resistance base, then turned the Ember Blade towards Sector 19. The ship jumped into hyperspeed, and space bent around them. 6 hours later, they arrived. The area was dark and filled with broken asteroids. Pieces of old ships floated nearby, silent graves from long-forgotten battles. And then they saw it. A large vessel. Old design. Burned metal. Scratches across the hull. But still whole. Still alive. ESS Horizon. Reyna read the name aloud. The Horizon. It disappeared during the fall. The ship had no lights, no sound. But its engines were warm. Power still flowed inside. "Captain, I'm picking up energy. Not normal energy. It's strange. Something I've never seen before," said Jace. Reyna felt a chill. "Prepare to dock." As their ship moved closer, a sudden flash of blue light shot out from the horizon. Everything in the Ember Blade went dark. Lights off, engines off, systems dead. "What the hell?" shouted Kira. Jace was hitting buttons fast. "Something just fried our systems. It wasn't a weapon. It was a pulse. Like it touched our ship's mind." Reyna looked through the window. The horizon now glowed faintly like it was breathing. A single docking light turned on. An invitation. "Captain, we should leave," Kira said. "This doesn't feel right." Reyna stared at the glowing light. Something deep inside her stirred. A memory. Her grandmother used to tell stories of the Horizon, a ship made by Earth's best engineers, a ship that could change the future. "We dock," Reyna said. "Get your suits ready." The team suited up and floated across the gap to the horizon. The airlock door opened for them on its own. Inside it was dark, cold. Dust floated in the air, but something felt alive. They walked down metal halls. The walls hummed softly, like a sleeping giant. "No signs of life," said Jace, scanning the area. "But the systems are still active. That's not possible." They reached the main control room. Screens flickered. Symbols danced across them, Earth language mixed with something new. Then a voice came from the walls. "Welcome, child of Earth." Everyone froze, Reyna whispered. "Who said that?" The voice answered, calm and soft. "I am Lucid. I am the guardian of Horizon. You are not Empire. You are human. We have waited." "Waited? For what?" Reyna asked. for the return, for the final key, for Earth's blood to awaken the old ways. Reyna stepped forward. We thought the horizon was destroyed. Everyone thought it was gone. We survived. We return. The voice repeated, the same words from the signal. Suddenly the screens went red. Loud alarms echoed through the ship. Jace shouted, "We've been tracked! An Empire probe just jumped into the system!" Reyna's heart pounded. If the Empire saw this ship, they'd destroy it. Whatever was inside the horizon, it was powerful. Too powerful to let fall into the wrong hands. She turned to her team. "We hold the horizon, no matter what." Outside, the Empire's ship turned toward them, weapons charging, and deep inside the horizon, old systems began to wake. Red lights flashed across the walls of the ESS horizon. The ship was no longer silent. It was waking up. Reyna and her team stood frozen in the control room. Jace's scanner blinked wildly. "Captain," he said, his voice tense. "This ship, it's not just alive. It's thinking." "What do you mean?" Kira asked, hand on her weapon. "It has a mind," Jace said. "Not like AI, something else. Something older, deeper." The voice returned, soft but powerful. "They are here. Empire forces. They seek to destroy. I will protect." Reyna looked at the ceiling. "How will you protect us?" The ship didn't answer right away. Instead, a panel near the wall opened. A glowing sphere floated out, shining with soft blue light. It hovered in front of Reyna. "Touch," the voice said. Reyna hesitated. Then slowly she reached out and placed her hand on the sphere. A sharp flash of light burst across the room. Her mind was pulled away, into darkness. She saw images. Earth, cities burning, ships falling from the sky, the last days of the Earth War. Then she saw the horizon, leaving Earth before the end, carrying something strange, an object made of light, floating at its core. She heard voices, scientists, soldiers, engineers. "We'll hide it here. One day they'll return. This ship is more than a machine. It's a message, a weapon, a hope." Then, everything went black again. Reyna gasped and pulled her hand back. Her legs shook. I saw memories from the ship, from people who died long ago. Jace looked at her. "You linked with it. The ship let you see its past." Outside, the Empire ship moved closer. Its cannons powered up. Kira spoke fast. "We have maybe 5 minutes before they fire. What's the plan, Captain?" Before Reyna could speak, the horizon answered. "They must not enter. The tech inside me is forbidden. They cannot be allowed to see." "Then fight them." Kira shouted, "I am not ready. My systems are broken. My weapons are offline. I need help." From within. Suddenly, the floor below them shook. A hidden door opened, revealing stairs going down. Reyna looked at her team. "We're going in." The team moved quickly. They descended into the lower decks. The air was colder here, and the walls were darker, older, covered in strange symbols. "What is this place?" Jace asked. "The core," Reyna said. "Where?" "The ship keeps its heart." They reached a giant round door. It opened slowly, and inside was a room filled with cables, glowing lights, and floating objects, some made of metal, some of things they couldn't even name. In the center was a broken machine, sparking gently. "This is the neurocore," the ship's voice said. "It once controlled the horizon's mind. Now it sleeps. You must repair it." Jace rushed forward. "This tech, it's way beyond anything I've seen. It's not just Earth tech. It's fused with something alien." Kira frowned. "Are we sure this thing is safe?" Reyna walked closer to the core. Her hand brushed a switch, and suddenly, the lights in the room shifted. Shadows moved on the walls, and then, voices, whispers, echoes of the dead. "Leave? They'll find you." "We failed. We couldn't stop them." It remembers everything, Jace gasped. These are data ghosts, memory echoes from the last crew. Reyna stayed calm. They're not real, just echoes. But the voices didn't stop. One whisper was louder than the others. She is the key. Only she can awaken the mind. Everyone looked at Reyna. She stepped toward the neurocore. The lights grew stronger as she got closer. If you are Earth's child, the ship's voice said, then your blood can restore what was broken. Reyna pulled off her glove. Without thinking, she placed her palm on the center of the core. A sharp pain ran up her arm as the system read her DNA. Suddenly, the entire horizon shook. Lights returned. The walls glowed. The ship came fully alive. Outside, the Empire ship locked its weapons and prepared to fire. Inside, a deep voice rumbled from the horizon. "We are awake," Kira grinned. "Captain, I think we just turned on a god." Reyna looked at the ceiling. "Then let's see what this god can do." Outside, the Empire fired its first missile, just as the horizon opened its long-dead weapons bays. The horizon drifted quietly in the dark space. Reyna stood near the main screen, staring at a strange signal on the monitor. It was soft, almost like a whisper, but it pulsed with a pattern. This signal... "It's old," she said. "It's not from any known tech." Jace frowned. "It's coming from Sector 9K, that's a dead zone." Kira turned around quickly. "People say ships disappear there," Reyna replied. "Then let's disappear too." The horizon changed course and moved into the dark zone. Hours passed. Outside the ship, space looked broken. Stars faded, and black clouds moved like they were alive. Jace stared at the screen. "I don't like this." Then they saw it. A giant floating station hidden in the shadows. It was shaped like a ring, broken in some places, glowing faint blue. "What is that?" Kira whispered. Reyna leaned forward. "That is not human." They slowly moved closer. The horizon's lights hit the station's surface. Strange symbols covered its walls. There were no doors, no movement. Jace scanned it. "It's thousands of years old, but the signal is still active. It's calling something." Reyna made her decision. "We go in." "But how?" Kira asked. Reyna looked at the spark. It was glowing faintly. She took it and stepped toward the wall of the alien station. A small hatch opened, like it recognized her. Jace whispered, "This station. It knows the spark." They entered slowly. Inside, the station was quiet. The walls were smooth, glowing softly. The air felt heavy, like it held memories. Suddenly, a low hum began, then a voice, strange, deep, not human, spoke through the air. "You carry the last light of Earth." Kira gasped. "Did you hear that?" Reyna stepped forward. "Who are you?" "We are the Watchers. We came before the Empire. We hid the spark for when Earth would rise again." Jace looked around. "Are they still alive?" "We are memory now. But our work remains." The walls around them lit up, showing images. Earth during its last days, burning cities, war in space, humans escaping on the horizon. Then a final. The spark being placed in a hidden chamber guarded by machines. Reyna spoke slowly. "So this station is part of the spark's past." "Yes," the voice said. "And the Empire fears what the spark can awaken." Suddenly alarms blared. Jace looked at the scanner. "A probe just entered the zone. Empire tech. They're tracking the spark." Kira drew her blaster. "We have to leave." Reyna looked at the station walls. "Can you help us?" "Yes, but only once." The station shook as a strange wave of energy passed through it. Outside, the Empire probe exploded into pieces. Jace was stunned. "They didn't even touch it." Reyna turned to the voice. "What is the spark really?" What can it do? It holds the blueprint of a world, not just machines. It can grow, think, defend. It can rebuild Earth. And more. Reyna whispered. That's why the Empire wants it gone. Kira asked, then why give it to us? Because only humans can unlock it. Only those who remember Earth's soul. The station started to power down. Lights dimmed. You must go. They will come now. Not probes, but warships. The crew ran back to the horizon. As they left the alien station, it closed behind them. Silent once more, Reyna stood at the command deck again, her hands tight around the spark. They were waiting for us, she said. This wasn't chance. This was meant to happen. Jace spoke carefully. Then maybe there's still a plan. Maybe Earth still has a chance. Kira looked at the stars ahead, but the Empire won't wait. They'll come harder now. Reyna nodded. Then we go to the Resistance. We give them the truth. We give them the spark. The horizon turned, engines lighting up. But deep in space, far away, the Empire had already noticed. A massive warship, dark, long, and deadly, began to move. Inside it, a figure stood in the shadows. Find the horizon, he ordered. Kill the crew. Take the spark. The chase had begun. The Empire's missiles sliced through the cold dark of space. It glowed red, heading straight for the horizon. On the enemy ship, the Empire commander watched closely. He expected an easy kill. The horizon had been dead for centuries, but what he didn't know was that it had just woken up. Inside the horizon, alarms rang. Lights turned red. Everyone felt the deep hum of power rising beneath their feet. The broken ship was no longer broken. Brace for impact! Jace shouted, but the missile never hit. Just before contact, the horizon's outer skin shifted. A shimmering blue shield appeared around the ship. The missile exploded harmlessly against it, lighting up the space with a flash of fire and metal. Kira stared out the window. It has shields now? Reyna nodded slowly. It's remembering who it was. The ship's voice echoed again, louder, clearer than before. Defense activated. Now! Retaliation begins. From hidden sections of the hull, ancient weapon systems slid out. Massive cannons that hadn't moved in 200 years turned toward the Empire vessel. Jace's eyes widened. These aren't normal weapons. These are something else. The horizon didn't fire missiles. It fired light. Pure, focused beams of glowing energy burst forward, slicing through the enemy ship. Like it was paper. One hit, then another, then a third. On the Empire ship, chaos broke out. Shields down, hull breach, get us out of here. But it was too late. With one final blast, the horizon cut the Empire ship into two burning halves. Silence returned to space. Inside the horizon, Reyna and her team were quiet. The moment felt heavy. It wasn't just a win, it was a warning. Kira broke the silence. That ship, it had hundreds of soldiers. It's just gone. Reyna nodded. The Empire won't stay quiet after this. They'll come back. And with more, the ship's voice spoke again. They will send a fleet. We must prepare. How much time do we have? Reyna asked. 3 days. Their signal went out before destruction. They know. Jace looked nervous. We can't win against a full fleet. Not without more weapons, more power. Reyna turned to the glowing sphere floating near her. Then show us more. What else can this ship do? The sphere pulsed with light. Follow. I will unlock the vaults. They followed it deep into the lower decks. They passed rooms full of strange machines, walls covered in moving patterns, and doors made of unknown material. They reached a large chamber. The doors opened with a loud hiss. Inside were machines they had never seen before. Tall, black armor suits stood in a row. Weapons floated inside glass containers. The air buzzed with power. Jace stepped in slowly. This is old Earth tech, mixed with something alien. This stuff could destroy cities. Kira examined one of the suits. These aren't for war. These are for survival. Earth built these for when the end came. Reyna looked around. Why hide all this? The Horizon answered. Because it was never meant to be used, until now. Suddenly the walls glowed with symbols. A large screen lit up, showing a map of the galaxy. Red dots began appearing, each one an Empire ship heading toward them. 6 ships, Jace said, voice tight. Heavy class. Kira clenched her fists. We can't run, can we? Reyna shook her head. If we run, they'll chase us. If we fight, we might have a chance. The Horizon spoke once more. There is one more way, one last key. They followed the sphere again, deeper than they had ever gone. The hallways narrowed. The light dimmed. At the very bottom of the ship, they found a door unlike any other. It was covered in runes. It didn't open with hands, or cards, or voice. It opened with thought. Reyna stepped forward. As her fingers brushed the door, her mind filled with voices. Not just memories, warnings. What lies beyond is power. But power comes with cost. Reyna closed her eyes. We don't have a choice. The door opened. Inside was a single chamber, cold and quiet. In the middle stood a crystal floating in the air. It pulsed with a heartbeat. The core of the Horizon, the ship whispered. This is where all knowledge lives. This is where the mind of the ship was born. Reyna looked back at her team. This is our last card. If we're going to survive, we need to wake the rest of it. She stepped forward, and the crystal responded. Light burst through the room. Far above, the Horizon roared to life again. Systems long dead began to glow. Engines hummed with power, and far away in space, the Empire ships came closer, unaware of the fire that was about to rise. The galaxy felt heavy, like it was holding its breath. 6 Empire ships were on their way, cutting through deep space like black knives. Each one was large, armed, and full of soldiers trained to conquer. They were coming fast, following the signal sent by the destroyed scout ship. Inside the Horizon, everything was changing. The crystal Reyna had touched had unlocked something ancient and deep. The ship's walls glowed with soft blue light. Power hummed through the floor. For the first time in centuries, the Horizon was fully awake. Reyna stood in the command deck, staring at the large screen. The red dots of the Empire ships moved closer. They'll be in range in 20 hours, Jace said. His voice was calm, but his eyes were hard. They won't talk. They'll attack first. Kira looked at the floating sphere. Can this ship take them? The sphere pulsed once. Not alone. You must be part of it. What do you mean? Reyna asked. The Horizon was built to fight with humans. It needs minds, hands, hearts. The Empire forgot what that means. But you can remember. In the lower chambers, the team suited up. The armor suits they found earlier were more than just machines. When Kira slipped into one, it wrapped around her like liquid metal. Lights blinked across her arms. Her heartbeat synced with the suit. This feels alive, she whispered. Jace tested one of the advanced rifles. It didn't fire bullets. It shot compressed light, hot enough to melt steel. Reyna stepped into her own armor. It was heavier, darker, and older than the others. The moment it locked in place, she felt her vision widen. She could see the ship's systems, feel its movements. I think I can hear it breathing, she said softly. Back on the command deck, the Horizon's voice returned. You are ready, but the enemy is more than ships. The Empire has minds that twist truth. They will try to break you before they fight you. What kind of minds? Jace asked. The screen changed. It showed the image of a man, tall, pale, with black eyes. His name appeared below, High Warden Merrick. Reyna read the name aloud. He's in charge? He is worse. He is the one who burns hope. Merrick was the Empire's most feared commander. Stories of him were whispered in deep space stations and rebel camps. He didn't just destroy planets, he erased their memory. No songs, no names, Just silence. He's coming, Kira said. With everything he has. Reyna clenched her fists. Then we'll give him something he's never seen before. The team began preparing the horizon. Old defenses were activated. Energy lines lit up on the outer hull. Satellite drones flew out, circling the ship like glowing birds. Each one carried sensors, shields, or small plasma charges. As they worked, the lights flickered. A voice, not the ship's, whispered in the speakers. Children of Earth, surrender now. You are dust trying to fight the storm. Reyna froze. Merrick. He had hacked their systems. Somehow, even from light years away, he could speak to them. You woke up a ghost, he continued. We are the fire. You are the ash. Jace walked up to the speaker and shouted back, Then let's see if your fire can burn what doesn't fear death. Silence returned. But Merrick's message had done something. It made the moment real. This wasn't just about one ship. It was about Earth's memory, a lost people standing up one more time. Later that night, Reyna stood alone in the vault where the crystal floated. Do we even have a chance? She whispered. The horizon's voice came gently. You are not alone. There is one more memory, one more weapon, but it comes at cost. What cost? The crystal pulsed. The horizon must choose, and it chooses you. A surge of energy hit her chest. Her vision went white. When it cleared, she was no longer standing in the vault. She was inside a world of stars, inside the mind of the ship. She saw Earth as it once was. Cities glowing, oceans alive, people dreaming of stars. Then she saw war, fire, silence, and then the horizon launching, a last hope sent into the dark. Reyna understood now. The ship was more than metal. It was Earth's final prayer. She woke up, gasping. The others ran to her. What happened? Kira asked. Reyna stood up slowly. Her eyes now glowed faintly blue. I'm connected to it now. Fully. The ship and I, we're one. Jace blinked. What does that mean? It means we're not just waiting anymore, she said. We're going to strike first. Outside, the stars shimmered. The 6 Empire ships drew closer, like shadows swallowing the light. But this time, Earth's light was ready to fight back. The stars were silent, but war was near. 6 massive Empire warships moved in tight formation. Their black hulls blocked out the starlight. Each one carried hundreds of soldiers and weapons strong enough to melt a moon. Inside the horizon, the crew waited. Reyna stood at the center of the command deck. Her eyes still glowed faintly blue. She didn't just control the ship now, she felt it. Every wall, every wire, every heartbeat. Kira adjusted her armor. How long until they reach firing range? Jace checked the screen. 7 minutes. Reyna nodded. Then we strike before they do. She reached out, not with her hands, but with her mind. The ship responded. The lights dimmed, the floor vibrated, and a low hum echoed through the walls. Far outside, the satellite drones activated. They zipped forward, fast and silent. Each one carried stealth bombs and energy disruptors. Let's see how strong their shields really are, Jace muttered. In deep space, one of the Empire ships suddenly blinked out. Gone. No explosion, just vanished. The others broke formation. They're confused, Kira said. They don't know what hit them. Reyna smiled. Good, let's keep it that way. The horizon moved, fast. Faster than the Empire ships expected. It twisted through the black like a ghost, its ancient tech now fully awake. Defensive beams fired from its belly, slicing through space. One of the Empire ships took a hit. Sparks flew across its surface. On the enemy bridge, High Warden Merrick stood still. His black eyes watched the screen. They've activated the old weapon, he said. A captain beside him looked nervous. Shall we retreat? Merrick turned his head slowly. No, we crush them. Burn their ship. leave no trace. The remaining Empire ships launched missiles. Red trails filled the darkness. Back on the horizon, alarms rang. "Brace for impact," Jace shouted. The missiles hit, but the horizon's shields flared blue and held strong. The ship shook, but stayed firm. Kira looked at Reyna. "What now?" Reyna's voice was calm. "We go inside." "Inside what?" "Their minds." She closed her eyes. The horizon's crystal glowed again. A wave of invisible energy pulsed outward. On the Empire ships, soldiers began to freeze. Some dropped their weapons. Others stared blankly at the walls. "It's memory tech," Jace said. "She's showing them Earth, the real Earth." The soldiers saw visions, blue oceans, forests, children laughing under a bright sky, the sound of birds. Rain, some of them wept. Even on Merrick's ship, one young officer whispered, "They were, just like us." But Merrick roared, "No, block the signal, destroy the source." He pressed a red button. From the Empire's lead ship, a new weapon charged. A bright red core spun at its center. It was an ancient weapon, one made to erase even history. "Direct hit will kill the horizon," Jace warned. Reyna opened her eyes. "Then we won't let it hit." The horizon moved again, faster, smarter. It dodged plasma fire, danced between enemy ships, and dropped mines in its wake. Kira took control of the targeting systems. She locked onto the power core of one enemy ship, firing now. A white beam shot out. It struck the enemy core, and the ship exploded in a silent, glowing wave. 3 ships remained. Reyna sent another mental command. The horizon's belly opened, and a hidden chamber released something new. A swarm of small drones shaped like sharp stars. They moved fast, faster than light. They attached themselves to enemy hulls and began tearing through metal. On the Empire bridge, chaos broke out. "We're losing control. The hull's breached! Our systems are failing!" Merrick stood tall, eyes wide with fury. "I will burn that girl myself." He activated a personal escape pod, but before it launched, a shockwave hit his ship. The horizon had fired. A full pulse disabling his engines. Merrick was trapped. Back on the horizon, Jace watched the enemy signals blinking out. "They're running. What's left of them?" Reyna didn't smile. Her face was calm, but tired. "We didn't just win a fight," she said. "We lit a fire. The Empire will come again." Kira touched her shoulder. "Then we make this light strong enough for others to see it." Reyna nodded. The horizon slowed, drifting into silence. The battle was over. But something had changed. Earth wasn't forgotten anymore, and its last ship had just become its loudest voice. The horizon floated quietly in deep space. After the battle, stars looked peaceful again, but inside the ship, no one rested. Reyna sat near the crystal chamber. Her hand touched the glowing surface. The crystal pulsed, almost like it was breathing. Jace entered the room, holding a small device. "We scanned the lower decks. There's something strange under engineering, a sealed vault we didn't know about." Reyna stood up. "Take me there." They walked down the long corridor. Kira joined them halfway. "Is this another surprise from the old Earth engineers?" she asked. Jace nodded. "Or something much bigger." The door to the lower decks was thick and covered in strange writing. Not English, not any known language. But Reyna understood. "It's not just tech," she whispered. "It's a message." She placed her hand on the door. The writing glowed. The door slid open with a soft hiss. Inside was a round room with walls made of silver and glass. In the center stood a large, dark sphere. It floated above the ground, held in place by thin beams of blue light. Reyna stepped forward. "This is the core," she said. Kira looked confused. "But I thought the crystal was the core." Reyna shook her head. "The crystal is the key. This is what it unlocks." Suddenly, the sphere began to glow. A voice filled the room. It was soft, kind, and human. "Welcome, Earthborn. You have awakened the last knowledge of your people." The crew looked around, stunned. "Who said that?" Jace asked. The voice continued. "I am Echo, a memory keeper. I hold the final designs, hopes, and truths of Earth. Only those who carry Earth's light may enter this place." Reyna stepped closer. "What happened to Earth?" There was a long silence. Then the voice answered. "Earth was destroyed, not by fire, but by silence. The Empire erased its name, its history, and its people. But one ship escaped. This ship. It carries our heart." Kira's eyes narrowed. "Then why send the Horizon into hiding for 200 years? Because the Empire feared knowledge more than weapons. We knew they would chase us. So we hid. We waited. For someone who could bond with the ship, who carried Earth's spark." "That is you, Reyna," Jace whispered. "This ship wasn't just an escape pod. It was a seed." The room shifted. The walls changed, showing images. Children in Earth cities, scientists working in labs, oceans glowing under 2 moons, soldiers holding hands. Then came the war. Empire ships burning cities, people screaming, satellites falling. Then, darkness. The voice said softly, "The Empire erased everything, but they could not erase hope." Reyna's eyes were full of tears. "Why me? I'm just a mechanic from a mining moon." "You're more than that. You are human. You are the reason Earth must rise again." Suddenly, the sphere cracked open. Inside was a floating cube. Silver lines ran through it, like rivers of light. It pulsed slowly. "This," Echo said, "is the spark, the last pure knowledge of Earth. It can build, heal, and protect. It can also destroy if used in anger." Jace stared at it. "It's alive." Kira looked uneasy. "If the Empire finds out we have this, they'll send everything." Reyna picked up the cube. It was warm in her hand. "They already know," she said. As if to answer her, the ship's alarm sounded. "Unidentified vessel approaching," came the computer's voice. Reyna and the others rushed to the command deck. A small ship came into view. It wasn't Empire. It was older. Broken. But still moving. Kira frowned. "It's sending a message. They played it." The voice was tired and full of static. "This is Captain Elias Varoon, of Earth Resistance Cell 07, if anyone hears. This... We are not all gone. Earth still lives." The crew froze. Reyna whispered, "They survived." The signal continued. "We've hidden among the stars. Waiting. Please. If you carry the Horizon, come to coordinates 9 to 01 Theta." Then silence. Jace checked the map. "It's far, outside Empire territory, deep space." Reyna closed her hand around the spark. "We're going," she said. Kira smiled. "Back to the last humans." The Horizon turned. Its engines roared softly. Earth's fire had not gone out. It had just begun to burn. The Horizon traveled fast across the stars. Reyna stood at the command deck, watching the dark space ahead. Behind her, the spark glowed gently in a clear case. Jace checked the systems. "We'll reach the coordinates in 10 minutes. Kira looked nervous. "If it's a trap?" Reyna replied calmly. "Then we fight. But I believe it's real." As they reached the location, a small planet appeared, covered in ice with only one weak sun shining above. The scanner beeped. "There's a station underground," Jace said. "Faint life signs. Very old tech." The ship slowly landed on the frozen surface. Reyna, Jace, and Kira stepped outside. Their boots crunched on hard snow. A hatch opened in the ice. A group of people came out, thin, tired, but alive. One man stepped forward. His hair was white, face full of scars. "I am Captain Elias Varoon," he said. "You brought the Horizon, Reyna?" Nodded. "We did, Earth's last ship." The old man's eyes filled with tears. "Then maybe there's still hope." They walked into the underground base. Old machines hummed weakly. Children played in the corners. People watched the newcomers with wide, careful eyes. "We are what's left," Elias said. "Scattered resistance cells. We've been hiding, surviving, for 200 years. Reyna placed the spark on the table. "This changes everything," she said. Elias stared at it. "Is that?" "It holds the last pure Earth knowledge," Reyna said. "It can rebuild cities, grow food, even make defenses. It's alive." Elias looked at her. "Then we must protect it. The Empire will come." And they did. The Horizon's sensors screamed to life just 2 hours later. Multiple warships, dropping from hyperspace, Jace yelled. "It's the Empire! At least 5 destroyers!" Kira slammed her fist on the panel. "They tracked us!" Reyna stood tall. "We make our stand here." She turned to Elias. "How many fighters do you have?" 20 old ships," he said. "Not enough." Reyna held the spark. "It will be." They rushed to the ship. Reyna connected the spark to Horizon systems. Blue energy spread through the ship like lightning. The walls shifted. The engines roared louder. The Horizon transformed, panels opened. New weapons emerged, smooth, glowing with light. Shields, activated around the ship. Systems they had never seen before came alive. Reyna stared in awe. This is what the Horizon was meant to be. In space, the Empire ships began firing. The Resistance fighters launched from underground bays. They moved fast, bravely, but they were small. The Horizon rose from the ice like a giant bird. It moved faster than ever before. The battle began. Empire ships closed in. Their cannons fired red beams, but the Horizon's new shields absorbed the blasts. Reyna gave the command. "Return fire." Blue light flashed from the Horizon's side. One Empire destroyer exploded. The others moved back, surprised. Jace laughed. "They didn't expect this," Kira shouted. "Incoming boarding pods!" 3 black pods slammed into the ice base. Imperial. Soldiers rushed out, tall, armored, and cruel. Elias grabbed his old rifle. "We hold the base. You protect the ship." Reyna nodded. "Don't let them near the spark." The crew split up. Reyna and Kira fought inside the Horizon. Jace stayed at the controls. One by one, Empire troops entered, but the ship itself helped. Doors locked on their own. Walls shifted, trapping soldiers. Drones activated, firing small electric blasts. Kira fired her blaster. "This ship has a mind!" Reyna shouted. "It's fighting for Earth!" Outside, the Resistance was losing ships. Reyna made a decision. She ran to the core room. "Echo," she shouted. "I need you," the voice replied. "Yes, Reyna. Can the spark be used to stop them all? It can send a wave, a signal. It will disable all Empire systems, but it will also burn itself out." Reyna hesitated. If she used the spark, it would be gone, but it would save everyone. She touched the cube. "Do it." The spark glowed brighter and brighter. A pulse of white light exploded from the ship. Across space, Empire ships froze. Their engines shut down. Weapons powered off. Soldiers collapsed, stunned. Silence. Then, cheers. The Resistance ships circled the Horizon. Survivors cheered from underground. Children danced in the snow. The Empire had been stopped. Reyna stood in the core room. The spark was dark now. Silent. Jace entered. "You used it?" Reyna nodded. "It was the only way." Kira came in. "We won." Reyna looked out the window at the frozen planet. No longer just ice, but the place where Earth was reborn. Elias's voice came through the comm. "With your ship, your crew, and that courage, Earth still lives." Reyna smiled. "No," she said. "Earth rises."